During an NBA game, watching Russell Westbrook miss an aggressive dunk, only to get a lucky bounce, was a thrilling experience. The race was won by one of the two riders, who lost a lot of ground after an impressive jump, but still managed to get back up and overtake the other competitors. Whales are frequently seen leaping out of the water. A tour boat was extremely lucky when a whale made a massive leap and narrowly missed them by a few inches. Conor McGregor stopped to say hello to two guys who were imitating him in the middle of the night, and that made their night. When his lucky styrofoam box flew back into his van twice in a row while driving, this van driver was pretty lucky. Despite the fact that drone footage is actually pretty good, accidents can happen. When a drone crashed, a skier missed it by just a few feet, and he was extremely fortunate to have avoided it. This usually happens in action movies. As unbelievable as it may seem, a motorcyclist avoided serious injury when he jumped onto the roof of the car he hit. During a car race, one of the drivers pushed another off the track, and in a rare turn of events, the push helped him get ahead in the race. During a moto racing event, a motorcyclist saved himself from what seemed to be a very dangerous fall and finished the race on his knees. A man was sliding down a snowy hill on a homemade sled, which led directly to a road where two cars were speeding by, and he was incredibly lucky to survive. Angelica Bingston's pole broke during the jump, but as a result of the pole break, she was able to try again and set a new national record. Skiing is not the safest sport, as everyone knows. While going downhill, one of the competitors tried a trick and was lucky enough to avoid falling. In what seems to be a near-death experience, while driving down a slippery and windy road in a car, trees started to fall out of the side of the road. Fortunately, no one was injured. During a baseball game, a foul ball came perhaps too close to the fans. It was, to put it mildly, a little frightening. In the NBA, it's rare to see a circus shot. Nobody expected Russell Westbrook's shot to fall against the San Antonio Spurs, but it did. One of the wheels of a huge truck came loose, and the tires appeared to be heading straight for a man on a bicycle. Fortunately, the wheel did not hit him, and no one was injured. Despite the fact that sharks aren't particularly aggressive and rarely attack humans, they're still terrifying. A man jumps into the water and a giant white shark approaches him. Unaware that there was another car parked with a person next to it at the top of a hill, a Jeep driver began climbing it. His car's brake and his reaction time were really put to the test as a result when he reached the top. While a skateboarder was performing tricks, a kid on a bicycle happened to pass by, and he was extremely fortunate. Just seconds before the end of a Boston vs. Cleveland NBA game, the team attempted a difficult three-pointer that didn't look like it would go in, but bounced and tied the game with 1/10 of a second to spare. F1 cars can reach speeds of over 200 miles per hour, making it nearly impossible to stop or avoid hitting something that suddenly appears in front of them. It was a stroke of luck for an F1 driver that a bird narrowly avoided being hit by his wheel. Two boaters who had been cruising the area were able to avoid being injured by the falling trees because they had left the area seconds before the trees began to fall. When a plane was doing a shallow water takeoff, the pilots were lucky to be able to get a full takeoff before reaching an undesirable takeoff area. During the Red Bull's Rubik's Cube World Cup, the competitors were actually twins, and the winner won by just 0.001 seconds. It was a surreal moment to experience. At a popular high-altitude theme park in Chongqing, one of the attractions is a 500-foot high bridge. When the safety cord detached during one of the jumps, the tourist was extremely lucky that nothing happened. In an NBA game, a player hit a two-pointer when he didn't even attempt the shot. An Australian man who miraculously recovered from a coma became a lucky winner after buying a scratch card. When a journalist asked him to act out the moment he bought the scratch card, he ended up winning $250,000 in the process.
When we asked Bill to reenact buying his scratchy ticket.
I just won $250,000. I'm not joking.